My guest today is the first Western Gauri to release a Punjabi album in the East. Singing in other languages comes so naturally to her, as she has sung in over 13 languages. Both a singer and an actress born and bred in Denmark, she has won many awards and honours all around the globe. Anita here, welcome to Voice Asia TV.
Thank you so much, Jai.
Thank you, and Jai Masidi to you as well. Now, you've been born and bred in Denmark, but you look more Punjabi than me.
I guess I found the Punjabi Kuri inside myself.
Yes, you have, definitely, and I think you've done so much, probably much more than a lot of Asian women have just only wished that they had done. But tell us, what was it like, your very first visit to India?
That was, it was like a fairy tale. Some friends of mine, they invited me to Punjab. Actually, they invited me to Himachal Pradesh to go trekking. And when we were in Himachal Pradesh, I learned a few songs from the local people in the Kula dialect. And then they invited me to Punjab. Some people from Hoshiarpur, actually. We were staying in the apple orchard in Kulu Manali. So they said, come to Punjab and record these songs. And on the way, the driver, he was playing Punjabi songs like Lerche. So I got so fascinated, and I felt deeply that this was the music I had been looking for. And it happened that when I came to Punjab, I got offered a record contract and just decided intuitively that I have to stay back.
So which is your favourite Punjabi folk song?
That will always, I think, be Heer by Waris Shah. It's just left a very, very deep impression in me.
And how does that go? Can you give us a taste of it?
Yes, yes. Heer akhte jogea bechut bole ve kaun uthde yaar manada aisa koi na mile aave main dhoond thaki ha jehda gyan mod le aamda
Beautiful. You pronounce the words just like a Punjabi. How did you find learning Punjabi?
It was a challenge. It definitely. It was. I had been singing in 13 languages before coming to India, but it was the ura era irisa sahaha, the pronunciation of all the consonants, and it was actually difficult to hear the differences. I was like, is it a T or D if they said th? So it was challenging in the beginning. It took me 3 months approximately to learn to pronounce all my 8 songs for the first album here from Denmark.
And do you actually speak Punjabi then?
Thoda thoda.
Thoda thoda, a bit like me.
But saying that, I mean, to be able to sing here, and I have to know each word of the song. I have to know the story of Heer Ranja to be able to put the right emotion into the song, so I can be truthful to myself, and also so I can connect with my audience, which is the most important thing as an artist.
And how have the Western audience, certainly the Punjabis, I suppose, in the West or the East, how have they taken to a Westerner singing Punjabi?
I just feel that they've taken me like with open arms, just with smiles, laughs, tears even, and it's been very, very positive experience. And I've just been traveling all over the world now, and it's very special because I feel like I've become a part of the community itself. And it's not only the Punjabis, actually Western people who's got no Punjabi background, they also seem to get inspired by all the rhythms like I have been, and when they hear, they can you know, because music has got this universal language that really speaks directly to the heart. It can connect East and West, and that is what I think is so wonderful about music. So even though you don't have knowledge about the culture or the music, you can still get this experience and then learn about a new culture through the music.
Absolutely. And what do your friends and relatives think back home?
They're impressed actually, and that they don't have the same connection. I feel like I've got a belonging, like a connection, a soul connection or something to Punjab, to India, to Pakistan, and it's they don't have the same, but they're just impressed that I keep on going. It's been going on for 8 years now since my first visit to India, and I spent 5-6 months, and they just support me very, very much, even though it's so different. It's very different from the Danish culture and what I'm raised with.
So is there any Punjabi or Asian blood in your family line?
Not in this life, not at all. No.
And is there any influence from your family with regards to, you know, your singing and everything you're doing?
Yes, there is. There are lots of church singers in my family. My great-grandfather, he was a professional, playing all kinds of instruments and singing. And my father, he's been singing since I was very small. He had his own band, playing the guitar and the piano, and he's got an excellent voice. But he's never been doing it professionally. He had his children and his normal job. So it's nowadays it's only me who's living this crazy life, traveling all over constantly.
Very interesting life.
It is interesting. It's like a fairy tale, actually. I'm very adventurous.
Well, I was really impressed when I watched your video, which we're going to have a look at that clip of your video now. Gori, from the album Here from Denmark. Take a look at this. Well, it looks like you had a lot of fun making that video.
So much. I tell you, it was 65 locations in Punjab, and I expected at that point that when I learned my Punjabi and when I was going to sing, everybody was going to dance because I was singing about that. But it happened that I had to dance as well for those 7 days we recorded. And the most fascinating thing I remember was that when I started dancing, people looked like that and gathered from everywhere. And then they started dancing as well when the director asked, do you want to dance with this Gori? And the Punjabis, they're so spontaneous. And I had so much fun.
Yeah, I bet they all just wanted to dance with you because you're so lovely and fair-skinned, and they wanted to come and dance with you. I know you're a great believer of, you know, following your dreams and listening to your heart and, you know, not just wishing your life away, but actually living those dreams. Has that been an easy thing to do?
It's always been my path to try everything I could, 100% to follow my dreams. It's been a kind of pattern, and one of my life goals was to get my singing education. And so I actually studied here in London, singing, dancing, acting at Mount View Academy Theatre Arts, but getting into that school and having to pay for a full professional education for 3 years on your own without any savings. And so I had to apply for hundreds of, you know, scholarships and all these foundations. But if you just keep on, like, really with that goal in your mind, I mean, dreams and goals are created in your mind. So if you really just believe and work hard, then you can achieve a lot. And if it comes from the heart, then you have the motivation. That's what I believe. So it is, but takes, you have to keep on going and not give up, just because it's challenging from time to time, and you feel like giving up sometimes because it's not easy reaching your goals.
The culture that you originally come from in Denmark, does that make it easier for a woman to achieve her dreams?
Yes, I would think so. I would think so, because in general, I mean, men and women, they get the same opportunities education-wise, and you expect the man and the woman to work equally and earn the money. So the woman, she can aspire for any career, and she'll be supported in general. It's not always the same case. It's changing, I think, in India and Pakistan, and but I feel it's even more important that we keep on supporting the women to really, because if you do something you really love, you can give so much more to everybody else as well.
What about in the Asian culture? Do you think it's as easy in that culture for women to pursue their desires?
Well, if you see at the music scene, I feel like there's a lot more men getting the limelight. If you look at the Bollywood industry, yes, you got the heroines, but the heroes, they seem to get more space, more payment, more everything. So I feel we need to support the women and inspire them, and support them to dare going maybe in a different direction from their family. Maybe it's not well seen from all families that to perhaps wanting to be a singer. But
so what new albums or new songs have you got on the cards, Anita?
Well, my upcoming album is called Satya Ke Punjab Ton, and I just released the first single, Satya Ke Punjab Ton, and it went really well. And now in a few days I'll be releasing my next single, number 2 single from this album. It's called Sammi.
Can we have a little taste of that?
Yeah, you can. Sakhiyan saheliyan paani nu aaya, sakhiyan saheliyan paani nu aaya, kanna ch chamakan chumke, bahan ch paaye balari gajre, samiti chaanchar chadke. Sammi meri vaad, main vaari ni sammiye, जीवे दिलदार मैं वारी नि सम्मिये, देवा जिंदवार मैं वारी नि सम्मिये, खिड़े गुलजार मैं वारी नि सम्मिये, सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी नि सम्मिये, सम्मी मेरी वार मैं वारी नि सम्मिये.
Wow, sang with such passion. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You've seen both cultures now. You've seen obviously the Western culture and the Desi culture.
Yes.
So
yes.
how Desi are you? What do you like to cook in Desi food?
I love eating Desi food. When I cook myself, I seem to just be improvising whatever I have with some different masalas, and but fresh chapati.
Can you make rotiyan then?
Yeah.
You make?
That I can make. I like makki di roti sarda da saag, but I cannot make it myself. Maybe some wannabe something, but not the traditional Punjabi dish. But
finally, what would you say to any Asian woman listening right now, watching right now, who wants to pursue her dreams?
I would say that take time, listen to your heart. What do you really dream of doing? And throughout my life, I've always tried to get the best teachers, to get the best gurus, to get the best guidance, so you can reach that goal. So, for example, when I made my newest music video, Sammi, which I'm releasing shortly, I found it took me a lot of time just finding the right video director. stuff like that. You have to get the right people to support your dreams, your projects, and other people might want you to hurry through, but take your time so you really feel that you're working with the right people, getting the right guidance, so it will slowly blossom.
Absolutely, and time, there's a time for everything, isn't there?
Exactly.
Yes, well, Anita here, thank you so much. You've certainly made us Punjabis very proud. Thank you for coming to Voice Asia TV.
Thank you so much.
Well, I suppose we can all learn from Anita and go comfortably into the direction of our dreams and live the life that we all wish for. Thank you for watching.